Hello guys and gals, this is another video review from my iPhone from the pause menu. Uh, I'm not doing it in the white room because I don't want to get my fat ass off of my bed, and so I'm going to do it here. Um, the latest movie I've watched in my huge journey to find some of the most disturbing films ever made is a movie that, in my opinion, isn't really that disturbing. Um, this 1980 film is called Maniac. Now, a lot of you might have seen the original, and a lot of you might have your eyebrow raised because the remake stars Elijah Wood and is coming out quite soon. And a trailer was posted a few days ago on the pause menu, and it's getting a lot of buzz because Elijah Wood, Frodo, you don't really see him become such a visceral character. Um, but I watched the original, and this movie stars Joe Spinell, who plays Frank Zito. Frank Zito is a serial killer who is battling madness and schizophrenic behavior caused or brought on by child abuse at an early age. Um, the movie, in my opinion, isn't that disturbing compared to the other movies that I've seen in my life and the past week or two that I've started watching these movies. Um, it's really not that bad. But I always try and think of, with these movies, you have to think of them in the time period as well. I mean, yeah, it's 2012, but this movie was made in 1980, and there's parts of this movie. There's the ending, which is hugely disturbing. It's more creepy than disturbing. But there's the shotgun scene where the head explodes. And just a side note, Tom Savini does the makeup and special effects for this movie, so A plus for paying the right people to do the movie. But Tom Savini gets shot in the head with a shotgun, and his head explodes. Yeah, the physics is really not there. He shot through a windshield, so the energy wouldn't. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Cool scene. It was nice. Um, but this movie doesn't really rank up in disturbing factor. But let's go through this movie a little bit so we can examine it. Um, the movie is more uncomfortable than anything. The best actor in the movie, I mean, the guy steals the show. Joe Spinell, who plays the lead guy, he's the best actor in the movie, and his breathing and the way he moves and acts, and yeah, he has an inner monologue that kind of goes around with everything he's doing. He's really messed up in the head, and he's not the best looking of guys, so that also makes him kind of uncomfortable to look for or look at. And he's a bad guy. You don't root for him, but you just are waiting to see what happens. Um, the cast, the lead guy's good. I don't want to say that the supporting cast can't act, but I will say that the female actors, actresses, whatever, if they would smear shit all over their acting resume, it would look better for them to get another acting job than to just put them into this movie. Um, the whole supporting cast is females, and they can't act worth a damn at all. I mean, there's scenes in this movie that just make you laugh. Like it's supposed to be serious and funny, but you can't help but giggle and ask, why are they doing this? I mean, one scene that I blatantly said out loud, I was like, you are just stupid. This chick is hiding in a bathroom, as you do when you're chased by a serial killer, and she's doing nothing but exhaling and breathing and hyperventilating and sighing and whimpering and doing all these like weird orgasmic sounds. And like, you obviously have never played hide and seek when you were little. You don't know the point of what you're trying to do in hiding. And just these other parts of the movie that just, I mean, the acting is low. But doing a little research, they didn't have a lot of money to work with. Most of the funding for this movie was out of pocket for the actors and the directors who were behind it, and they hired um, a lot of porn actresses of the time to save money on cast. But the movie in itself is nowhere on my list of most disturbing movies. Not on my list. I got this movie because it was on a few lists on the internet of, like top 50, top 25 most disturbing. I don't know what ranking they're doing these in, but this movie doesn't really compare to anything else. There is some violence. There's some hardcore violence, but it's only in like 3 scenes. I mean, the body count for this movie is 8 people. Just 8. I mean, yeah, you might think of me as an asshole or, cold hearted, but this is supposed to be, a disturbing film and an example of savage violence and stuff. And, there's only 8 people that die. But the gore and special effects is good in some areas. This movie is a perfect example of having practical effects, but you could have the best makeup guy and special effects guy, like Tom Savini, work on a movie, but if you don't have the techniques right, the timing down, the camera in the right position, the responses of the actors doing the actual thing, it ruins the whole thing. I mean, the best example I can give you is give an artist a shitty canvas that won't take his paint, and he'll still draw something horrible. I mean, you can give Picasso a waterlogged canvas to paint on, and yeah, he's a fantastic artist, but he would still be lacking because the thing that he's doing it on or for doesn't hold up. It's probably a very bad analogy, but it doesn't matter. A rating for this movie. Seeing how it is cheesy, it is a 1980 movie, and most of it is kind of boring. Um, there's a lot of negative space in this movie. There's not a lot of stuff going on. Um, I think I would give this movie a 3 out of 5, but seeing as it's the reason I watched it was to find out how disturbing it was a little bit of a letdown. I was disappointed. So, 2 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5. I don't do decimals because it takes the point away of having a 1 point or a 1 to 5 system. If I did decimals, I should just do 1 to 10. So, 2 out of 5. Um, but this movie is good, and if you start watching this movie and you're like, it kind of sucks, wait till about halfway. This movie doesn't really change, but it turns a little bit. I mean, there's a nice little twist in the middle of the movie where you realize that the lead guy, the serial killer, has been evolving. I mean, if you do something enough times, you'll get better at it. And he starts actually becoming quite clever, and you see how good of an actor Joe Spinell was. But this is the 9 minute mark, so that is my review for Maniac. And check out, keep up to dating this channel or whatever, because I'm going to keep reviewing some of the most disturbing movies ever made. But yeah, for any other reviews, just check my page or my channel. For video game and movie news and tech and science stuff, go over to thepausemenu.weebly.com or follow me on Twitter at thepausemenu. Or hell, you can even follow me on Instagram at thepausemenu. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this movie if you watch it. I was going to say something else, like watch Serbian film, but I don't really want to make you have nightmares or something.